welcome to today's episode of On Mute.
Woo!
Today, we're going to discuss animated crushes.
Yeah.
And how they have affected us in our adulthood.
Specifically, Alvin and the Chipmunks. All right, so on this episode, as you guys all know, we are going to be talking about Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yes. So as you remember, we asked on our Instagram which chipmunk is the hottest, and then we added the question, don't fancy chipmunks? Who is your first animated crush? So we will be going through the results, all anonymous. We won't call anyone out. Unless you want to be called out. Anyways, so these are the results. I haven't looked at these in a bit, but we have Alvin, 2 votes.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Boo, Alvin.
Also, the people who voted Alvin. Simon, 11 votes.
Yeah.
Yay! I love Simon, so I'm biased. I also voted for Simon, but yeah. Okay, so we got 11 votes for Simon. Makes sense. Okay, we got 3 votes for Theodore, which is 1 more vote than Alvin.
What's wrong with Theodore?
Nothing's wrong with Theodore.
He was the sweet one.
He really was. I think he deserved more votes. But at least you got more votes than Alvin, so I'm kind of like, okay.
I'm surprised Alvin was even voted for.
I agree.
Go on.
The Chipettes were hotter. And that is our winner, because we got 12 votes for the Chipettes.
For the girls and the gays.
For the girls and the gays! Brr, 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 brr. And then some of the extra responses we got. Some of the extra responses we got from people from, like, their animated crushes. We have Max from a Goofy movie.
Yeah.
I actually fully 100% agree with that one. I also had a crush on him.
Yeah, I just wish he treated Goofy a little better.
Yeah, he was kind of mean to his dad, but it's like a teenager. He was like a teenager, so it's kind of like, okay.
I hope they have a better relationship
right.
now.
He probably does.
Yeah.
Aren't there 2 movies?
Yeah.
A
Goofy movie and a very Goofy movie.
Oh. Lightning McQueen. Wow. Anyways. Yeah, I agree. The sisters from Johnny Test. Now, I did have to look this one up. I do remember I was like, I know Johnny Test. I watched it as a kid, but I had to look them up because I was like, what do they look like again? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Shigo.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
Yeah.
I agree. Brittany, but the old 80s animated version.
From the Chipettes.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, love the responses.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're here to talk about Simon.
The hottest chipmunk is Simon?
I believe the hottest chipmunk on Alvin and the Chipmunks is my boy Simon.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's just simply my obsession with Simon.
Well, Simon is the nerdy, tall, white one. Like, he's like the tall, skinny white boy that looks like a twink.
Yeah, he really does. I'm so sorry. No, but it's like, also, okay, because we were talking about this earlier. You were like, because I said that I think that the kind of, whoever you like in Alvin and the Chipmunks determines your type.
Oh.
When you get older. And I went, and I, like, connected the dots. And I was like, oh, yeah, because I used to like Simon when I was younger. And, like, look at who my type is now.
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, but also just, like, tall, wordy, nerdy.
Tall, wordy, nerdy.
Tall, wordy, nerdy white boys. But, like, look at me now.
See, growing up, I always felt really bad for Theodore.
No, I did too, actually.
Okay, it's like the Jonas Brothers. They say you're a lesbian if your favorite was Kevin because you felt bad for him. It's like Alvin and the Chipmunks if you like Theodore because you felt bad for him. What does that mean?
No! Honestly, it might just mean the same thing. Everyone who liked Theodore is like, oh,
Ooh.
am I? No. But I was like, I feel like each of the chipmunks fit a distinct type. Because I'm like, Alvin, if you look at Alvin, he is the nerd. Or sorry. Alvin is the jock. He's kind of like the cool popular kid in high school
that wears the Letterman jacket with his name, because he literally wears a hoodie with an A.
Yeah, he's the only one who does that. It's literally just him.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like really, I mean, I guess he gets better through the series, but personally for me, I think he's really selfish. And
Dave had a reason to yell Alvin.
Yeah, he really did.
Alvin always messed everything up.
Alvin was always doing something, like messing everything up, and I guess like whatever, it moved the story along, but still, it went after what he did to my man Simon in Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. I was like, no, I actually don't like you anymore.
Call it Simon and the
He
Chipmunks.
threw him in the trash can so that he could be part of the cool kids, part of the popular kids. His brother, that's his flesh and blood. We don't do that. We don't do that around here, these parts.
No,
he didn't have any decorum, and negative 100 points. But yeah, I just feel like Alvin is like the jock kind of type. Like, he reminds me of Travis Kelce. Alvin.
Because of the color scheme?
Yes. But also because, like, Alvin just looks like if he were a human, he'd play football.
And Brittany, like the Chipettes version, she's
Taylor Swift. No, but it's so true. And, like, I was like, and, like, you guys comment or whatever and let me know if this is true. But I was like, no, if you liked Alvin, then I feel like you like athletes today.
Oh.
Doesn't even have to be, like, a football player, but, like, I feel like people who liked Alvin as a kid, like the popular, like, athlete kind of guys who are, like, either, like, D1 or just, like, people who are athletic kind of thing, or, like, the popular kind of guy who's, like, friends with everyone. But then you're kind of like, I don't even really like you. You're not even, like, I don't know. Alvin gives me bad vibes.
Alvin's the kind of chipmunk that would text you at 3 a.m. asking if you're busy.
He would send you a "you up" text. No, and then you'd be like, it's like 1 a.m. and you're like, no.
Like, I'm in bed, my bonnet's on.
Yeah, like, actually, my Walmart moo is on right now.
And then, like, you tell him, I'm just having a bad day, and he sends back a snap, like, babe, don't cry, lol.
No, Alvin is the type of guy that, like, you send him a text being, he's like, what are you doing? And you're like, showering, and he would send you back, without me?
Alvin.
Alvin 100% would do that. And I actually don't need feedback for that one. I know it. I know it's true. I don't need anybody to confirm or deny that. And
do you think Travis Kelce does that?
Probably. I mean, look at his track record. But and I'm not saying that Simon is like the good one. I will say that, like, they have, like, their flaws, but, like,
and they're also chipmunks, and they're supposed to be like teenagers.
Exactly. But I was like, if you like Simon growing up, then I feel like the Simon to Andrew Garfield / The Amazing Spider-Man pipeline is real.
Because they're tall, skinny, and nerdy.
I was like, if you liked Simon as a kid, then you also liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Oh.
And I, once again, like, let me know if that's true. But personally, for me, I was like, that is the pipeline. It started with Simon, ended with Andrew Garfield playing the Amazing Spider-Man.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, they came out, the movies, like the live actions came out around the same time.
It did, yeah.
That makes sense.
But I didn't watch them till not a lot later, but I watched them, like, maybe 2 years later.
Mm.
And then, like, the second one or whatever.
What about Theodore?
Theodore. Now, for Theodore, for me, I'm like, Theodore is the one where it's like, you like guys that are like, kind of like the beefy, like, ripped kind of guys, but not like ripped in, like, I don't know how to explain it. They just, like, really tall dudes who, like, are really funny, very humorous, and they look like they are very intimidating, and you're kind of scared of them because they're so, like, big. But then you're like, oh no, they're, like, actually, like, a giant teddy bear. Like, they're actually kind of nice. Like, oh, like, cute, you know? But at first you're like, whoa, like, he looks scary.
Theodore doesn't look scary.
I know, but I feel like it translate over. I mean, if we were translating over into real life.
Yeah.
Because, like, Theodore himself doesn't look scary, but technically he's like, in the movies, he's kind of like, technically they're teenagers or whatever. But I was like, if we translate over that over to real life, I feel like that's who you'd be. I don't know. What do you think?
I can see him being the shorter guy, like the shorter.
He's either really like the really tall beefy dude or short king.
Yeah, the really short king, the 5'4", you know.
Yeah, I see that.
Like really sweet and stuff. Could design a whole video game.
You know who's a Theodore? Josh Hutcherson. Josh Hutcherson is a Theodore. He fits the mold.
It's like what, 5'6"?
He's 5'6", 5'5". You know who else is a Theodore? Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe is too chaotic. He is not.
He's like, he could be a mix. I think there are mixes.
Just because you're a short man does not mean you're Theodore.
Yes, but you could be a mix.
You could still be an Alvin and be 5'5".
I feel like he's a Theodore Alvin mix. I would say
Theodore right wing Alvin.
Theodore times Alvin.
Oh wow. I don't know.
Because I feel like it's like, you know, they fit in distinct categories, but then there are some where you're like, you could be one of these two.
Yeah.
So
everyone has a chipmunk personality.
Everyone does. What about girls?
Girls, you can still do the Alvin things. You don't, because the chipheads are supposed to be just like them, but just girls.
Right.
Except Brittany's a little nicer.
Yeah, Brittany is nicer.
Because it's Brittany, Eleanor, and Jeanette. And Brittany is the leader, but she's like a girl boss leader, while Alvin needs Simon and Theodore to do things for him, because Alvin's the kind of chipmunk that has to have someone do everything for him on the back end so he can present the final product. Yeah. And that shows in the Squeakquel. That shows in Road Chip.
It does.
That shows.
It shows in like all of the movies. That's why I don't like Alvin. All of them.
Yeah.
I don't really like.
And yeah, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks.
It's it's Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, Alvin's the kind of guy that makes you do his assignments for him. Yeah. And then presents it.
No. Yeah.
Brother.
You know how like people are like, oh, I never liked Greg from Diary of the Wimpy Kid?
And Greg Heffley is the bane of my existence. I hate that.
You know how everyone was like, Greg Heffley is the problem. Like, Greg is the bad guy and everything.
Did you like Greg?
I thought that I was like, no, he's right.
Jeff Kinney, the writer, the author and illustrator of Diary of the Wimpy Kid. Why'd you make Greg so bad?
Yeah.
Why'd you make us root for him?
And you know what? The thing is like, I actually like, every time he did something, even if it was like horribly wrong, I'd be like, no, but like,
guys, everyone has flaws. It's okay.
Everyone has.
So flaws. What if he made Rowley ride on the trike and then he threw the football right at the wheels and made him break his arm?
And then like, I didn't think that there was anything wrong with him.
He literally, Rowley Jefferson is the man. He liked Joshy, and that was okay.
It was.
Rowley.
No, go ahead, girl. Preach. Amen.
Greg was like, how old was he? 11? Yeah. He, at only 11. He was really bad. One of the worst human beings alive. I'm sorry. Roderick kind of did rule. Yeah, he was a teenager. He was insufferable. But he did say sorry to women his mom.
I was going to say that. He said, sorry, women.
He did.
And that's more than Greg Heffley ever did.
How did that happen? How did we end up in that situation? Greg put the magazines in a place in Roderick's bag with a chocolate bar. And he said, hey, Manny, I'm putting this chocolate bar in here. And set it up so Roderick would get in trouble.
I didn't know that.
Greg Heffley.
And it's so funny because when I was younger, I used to think that he was in the right.
He made us think we could be horrible children.
Yeah.
His mom, Susan, she's a saint.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, now, and I'm gonna say disclaimer again. I don't agree with the actions of 9-year-old Sarah, okay? I was just like,
I don't either.
I was just like, also, like, I just, like, had no media literacy as a 9-year-old, obviously. Like, don't put blame on 9-year-old Sarah. She had her things. We love her. But anyways, as an adult, I can say now that I don't like Greg Heffley and I don't agree with Apple. So there's that. I just want to let you guys know that I have since come to.
Good. Rally is the better one.
Yeah.
That edit to What Song by Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh my god, wait. Oh, is it
Don't call me. Don't come by my house.
Is it Deja? No way. Is it Deja Vu? Do you get Deja Vu?
No, it's not that one. No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
It's the one.
You betrayed me.
I can't remember.
And I know that you never
See, one thing about me is
sorry.
if you are in the entertainment industry and you're younger than me and you're successful, I immediately can't listen to your stuff. So the moment she came out with her album, I couldn't listen. Sour, couldn't listen to Sour, couldn't listen to Guts. Anything Billie Eilish came out with, I can't listen to it because she has like how many Academy Awards too?
Yeah,
and I'm over
she
here
just won 2 Oscars.
And I'm over here like, I can't listen to that. I can't do it because she's more successful than me.
Yeah.
And her brother Phineas, I didn't know he was in Glee.
He was.
He's the first Glee cast member to have an Oscar.
He was in season 4, and then I realized that I didn't get that far, so
I never watched it. My mom wouldn't let me watch it. She wouldn't let me watch it because...
Girl, you have to watch Glee.
Well, the reason why she wouldn't let me watch it is because she was told by someone like, oh, does your daughter watch Glee? Because I was a teenager when it came out. And she was like, oh, I don't know what that is. And he goes, oh, well, there's like, the girls, do this, they wear bikinis and stuff. My mom was like, no, she will not watch girls wear bikinis. I was like, are you trying to... I have those too.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I have a woman's body.
It's like when parents, like, I heard this story of like this girl who her parents were like, you can't be gay, and then sent her to an all-girls school. And it was like, well, what? And like all-girls Catholic school. I was like, that was not the solution. You just,
Dairy Girls moment.
Yeah, I was like, you just put her in her prime territory. She's gonna... I was like, what? Anyways, back to...
Oh, you got me mad about Greg Heffley. He's not my crush.
Oh, no, I never crushed on him. I just thought that, like, I kind of was like...
Well, I mean, look at him in the books. How...
some
people like that.
That is your man.
Some people like that.
That is your man.
He is
That's
the
my
tall,
man.
skinny white man.
That's my man.
He is tall, skinny.
That's him. And I stick by him.
No, I don't stick by Greg Heffley. Boo. Burr.
No, yeah, I don't know. Greg Heffley, boo. I don't, like, agree with anything of that.
So, at the end of the day, we have learned if you don't know an Alvin, you are the Alvin.
Yeah.
So take off that red hoodie with the yellow A on it and find the Lord.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your time.
I'm trying to find the remote.